When you see a beautiful woman dressed in an outfit quite revealing, it tends to send across your mind certain thoughts that would cause arousal of your masculine hormones. What you choose to do with your mind at this point would determine the action that would follow what you just seen with your eyes. If you have seen any video on semen retention, one advice such a video would often appear to portray is that you channel the energy your impulse of lust brings in, making you seek momentary pleasure into something meaningful and productive. Not all of such videos would actually show you what exactly to do so as to have this impulse of lust correctly utilized to a great end. In this video, you shall be seeing one good day to make that come to pass. You shall learn how to stay in control of your thoughts such that you are no longer a slave to pleasures, you no longer do it because you can't control yourself. This will only come to pass by having a significant control over your mind. You would agree with me that there is nothing that is ever done under the sun by any human, that was not first conceived by the mind before having its physical representations carried out in the form of actions. In a similar fashion, if certain thoughts can get intercepted as soon as they come to the mind, different actions would be the result. By being conscious of the thoughts that come to your mind and intercepting them with the ones that are coherent with our values, we shall see that most of the times, our actions would be the ones coming from our soul consciousness and control. You just stepped out of your house and walking down the street, you saw a lady whose dress is quite so revealing that it triggers the impulse of lust in you. Mind you, you are not the only person who has seen this girl, several other men have seen her. It is how you choose to react to what your eyes have seen that determines how in control of your mind you are and what your values are. To some average fappers, it's enough for a trigger and next is they rush into their house and hit an adult site for a cool off. When your mind is focused on the right things, certain thoughts shall have no room to germinate, what can't germinate will never grow. We have sense organs through which the environment around us is communicated to our body system. Between the impulse our body gives us in response to what's happening around us and our actual reaction secondary to this impulse lies a great deal of time that which is capable of determining destinies. This only happens when one has learned to take control over his mind. He learns not to respond reactively but to have his response in harmony with his values. The first step which would be the most necessary to take towards this goal is to have a purpose in life. Have something that drives you to wake up in the morning, something that makes you really passionate, whose achievement triggers a great sense of reward within you. This purpose is what shall give your life a meaning. You no longer just sleep, wake up, eat and waste your time, but you have something for which you wake up. The eagerness to engage in all manner of cheap pleasures that bring excitement only for a short time and afterwards, regrets comes from a life of zero purpose. The life that lives for nothing. By determining this goal you desire to achieve, you must back it up with having it committed to your mind. Have several times you set for yourself where you only close your eyes and imagine yourself living in the manifestation of these goals. Have yourself do this from time to time. It teaches you how to concentrate your mind on a single task, in a world full of distractions. It also creates a strong mental picture of this goal in your head. Now, with your mind committed to this task, examine yourself closely and you shall find out several habits yielding into a character that will make you the exact opposite of that person you always imagined yourself to be. This goal of yours and a strong urge to have it come to pass shall impact your willpower and you will no longer want to do those things. Of course, lust shall be among them as nothing good ever comes from it, only regrets. Now, when faced with triggers, focus your mind on this person you shall become by focusing on your goals and never indulging in lust. The more you do this, the more you train your mind's ability to focus. It will not be easy from the start. No good habit is usually easy to cultivate and thus, the beginning is when you shall be needing your willpower the most, but then, as time goes on, you shall get used to it. While you still struggle to get used to your mind developing a very strong will, you will need to stay away from contents that make you think in such a direction in high intensity. High intensity emotions often are strong enough that they compel us to do what it entails. Lust is one of them in a person who has not learnt to control himself. Explicit contents are to be avoided, otherwise you would be setting yourself up for a condition where you eat your words.